Salutations, my fellow dudes and dudettes, and welcome back to Paper Mario. Last time, we reached the Crystal Palace, made our way through all the way to the end, and now we're sitting right outside the room of the Crystal King. I say room, but he's actually outside. Anyways, as for today, we're going to be taking down the Crystal King and just doing a couple things afterwards. Oh, snap. That is quite ominous for a boss in a Mario game. You finally arrived. I know you believe you can save the Star Spirit, but I'm afraid I won't let you. First I shall defeat you, then I shall present Bowser with a nice gift. This is the Crystal King. HP of 70, attack power of 6, and defense power of 2. Those little crystal bits around him have an HP of 1 and a defense of 0. They don't attack. Crystal King is potentially one of the hardest bosses in the game, if not the hardest boss. He could prove to be harder than the final boss, actually, because of his arsenal of abilities. Those crystal bits don't attack on their own. What they do is give Crystal King the ability to attack more than once. The more crystal bits he has, the more attacks he has. So in the case of all 3, he can attack you up to 4 times. You really do not want to be getting attacked that many times, considering his attack power is so ludicrously high. You might have noticed I switched out my defense badge for the power badge because you want to be able to dish out as much pain as possible with this guy. He is no slouch whatsoever. His main method of attack is freezing you, and that could be quite the time sink because whenever he freezes you, you can't do anything. He never freezes your party member necessarily, but as you can see, I'm having a really hard time guarding against it, so my party members are going to be doing a lot of the work. Like, I think the biggest issue is the fact that he has not simply 1 defense, he has 2. Also, don't bother. Also, I wouldn't suggest bothering with paralyzing the guy, because it only really lasts 1 turn, essentially. Especially in my case, because I just got so annoyed of being frozen over and over again. Again, Mega Smash is not recommended, because its FP is just not... economically, it's not very good. Now, his overall attack pattern is pretty basic, all things considered. He doesn't do much else besides trying to freeze you over and over again. As long as you can keep those crystal bites off the battlefield, you should be fine. And this is where the boss seems to decides to take forever, because once you get to half his health, once you get the Crystal King down to half his health, which is 35, I believe, he'll start to heal himself, and this could just drag things on to an absurd degree, because it essentially just undoes all the work you've been essentially working up to. It's real pain. This doesn't make the boss harder, it just makes him take forever. A good suggestion to you is to increase Mario's attack power with the Turbo Charge with Y, as well as dropping his own attack power with Chill Out. I do not believe Lullaby is very useful against him, and I especially wouldn't recommend using Timeout, because you want to use that star power just in case if things get too hairy for you. You're going to want to have that smooch on standby, assuming you didn't bring a lot of good healing items. And thankfully, I've gotten better at blocking his attack. But I believe now we're getting to my least favorite part of the fight. You see, when you get him down to 35 HP or lower, he starts to heal himself. However, if you get him even lower than that, then he starts to do this. He essentially clones himself. And now he has a different means of attack. I don't think he freezes you with this attack, mind you, but it does up to 8 damage. So this is where guarding really comes into play. Yeah, see? He doesn't freeze you anymore, he just uses big ol' ice breath that does a massive amount of damage. And unlike the Magikoopa... Wait, actually... No, they don't do that in this game. I'm sorry, I'm thinking ahead. Anyways, as I was saying, this guy clones himself, and you have to figure out which one is the real deal. You can use a screen nuke like Starstorm or Shooting Star to snuff him out real easily, like I'm actually about to do right here. That way you don't waste too much time trying to find the real thing. I believe Goombario can actually find out himself if you tattle him. And that's about it. Again, that boss is really hard. I made it look kind of easy because I had the perfect setup. Spike is the way to go because of his Spiny Surge, able to control crowds. If you got other suggestions, I would actually like to hear about it. But otherwise, use Spike to keep those crystal bites off of him. Deal out as much damage as you can. Chill out if necessary. And after a while, you should be good. End of chapter. Mario has saved the last Star Spirit, Kalmar, from the Crystal Palace at the edge of the world. Now with the 7 Star Spirits together, he has the power to challenge Bowser and the Star Rod. At last, it is time for Mario's showdown with evil King Bowser. Can Mario rescue Princess Peach and recover the Star Rod, or will wishes forever be ungranted? Since this is a Mario game, the answer should be obvious. I mean, it's not like it's called Paper Bowser or something. Mario, I wonder what he's doing now. I wish I knew if I was helping him at all. Of course you are. Mario will be fine. You should be proud of your own efforts. Mario knows all you've done. And don't you worry, Princess. You'll be able to talk to him in person before long. I hope you're right, Twink. Thanks for cheering me up. Let's go back to the room, shall we? Alright, sorry for that random moment of silence. I had something to take care of real quick. Anyways, oh, hi, Bowser. Can we have a friendly conversation for a change? Come on, let me see you smile. I have nothing to say to you. Oh, don't be such a pill. What? Okay. You're stuck with me for a long, long time, beautiful. You better get used to it. Mario's coming, Bowser, and you can't stop him. Oh, you poor silly girl. I'm invincible with this Star Rod, don't you know? Mario's no match for me. He's history, get over it. Oh, you're quick to make assumptions, Bowser. Your raunchiness, we have an emergency. Uh-oh. It better be important. I'm right in the middle of a friendly chat with the princess. Friendly in quotes. Mario has now saved all the star spirits. There is a chance he could come here using their power. We must make ourselves ready in case he shows up. Mario? Listen, Kerry Koopa. Send in everyone!
Which one?
Everyone! Like, that's the first thing that comes to mind when he's saying that. I don't know why. And she gets tied up. You big Koopa, show some respect to the princess. What is this whiny little glittering thing? Confetti? Buzz off! Oh wow, that didn't take long. I guess we'll be dealing with that later. My name is Kamar, Mario. Well done. Thank you for coming. You have successfully rescued all of us star spirits. We are in your debt. Now that all is left for you is to challenge Bowser. My power should help you. To bring back the Star Rod, to beat Bowser, to bring peace back to the Mushroom Kingdom, and to save Princess Peach. And now we gain access to the last proper Star Spirit power. At least the one we could effectively use. Up and away! I'm actually going to be showing that off in this part. Unfortunately, it's probably the worst power in the game. More on that later. The name of this road is Starway. Once you travel the Starway, you'll finally reach Star Haven. My only wish is for you to save this precious world. You can do it, Mario. Goodbye, for now. Alright, now that we managed to do that, let's make our way back to Toad Town. However, I think it's... let's show off Up and Away, because I'm never going to use this except right now. Up and Away is a screen nuke. It basically eliminates all the enemies, assuming it's successful. I don't know if it's always successful, and it turns them into stars, kills them, and done. Why am I not using this? Because you don't gain any experience when you do this. And just making an assumption here, the weaker the enemy, the higher the success rate. And because we're going to be going to the final chapter fairly soon, we won't be able to use Up and Away on a lot of enemies anyways. More importantly, I don't want to have to screen nuke enemies and not gain any XP for it. Thankfully, the sequel fixes this with a few certain things, but for now, yeah, I don't find it useful. I don't intend to use it. Is that Bruce again? I love you. 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 Oh my goodness. Why does this remind me of something? I don't know, man. I'm probably just imagining things. Can't put my finger on what that reminds me of. Thank the stars that you're safe. I was so worried. When you first disappeared, we were completely baffled. Nobody would help us, and we couldn't find a clue. Then we went to Toad Town and heard about the toy box. I was pretty sure you'd be okay in there for a while, but I was still worried. Please give my deepest thanks to those who saved you. And apparently we got a letter from Flight. You turncoat! You're hanging around with Mario? I'll never forgive you, you big traitor! I heard that your real name is Locket Lester, too. I never heard of such a silly name. I'm gonna call you Locket Lester from now on. The only way you could earn my respect now would be to beat Lord Bowser. Yeah, do that and I'll forgive you. That's quite a odd letter to be given. I hate you. Beat Bowser and I'll like you again. It's like, don't you work for Bowser? And and if that's the case, what's the point of calling Spike a traitor? Alright, so we actually got a letter from Merle. And this sort of bothers me right here. A letter for me? From Merle? Oh, okay, no, that's... Okay, this is a Merle. I forgot its name. Its name, I'm sorry. Your name. Maybe I ought to write him a little more often, huh? This is a treasure that I've kept for a long time. I'm gonna give it to you as thanks. You could always come back and swap me something for it. He gives you a star piece. I like to think that that's actually one of the star pieces you already gave him, and he's just giving it back to you, so you can give it back to him to trade for something else. That's honestly not true, but still. Alright, now I think it's about time we wrapped up this little letter trading sequence. Alright, time to wrap this up. A little side quest up. It's about time. Thank you, sir. What would we do without postal service? Oh, how interesting. A letter from Gobaria. I guess I could open it. I remember she wrote a letter just the other day, and I was wondering what it was. I see, I guess it was a question. And this seems like the answer. It looks pretty complicated, but I think I understand. I'll tell her all about it. Thanks so much for the prompt delivery. Here, take this. And our reward for this delivery service is Lucky Day. Lucky Day is pretty lucky on crack, essentially. Like, enemies miss a lot more often. This badge is absurdly useful, but unfortunately, not without a cost. You see, this blasted badge not only requires 7 BP to equip, we're at the end of our journey. So, the fact of the matter is, too little too late. I'll probably rant about it a little more next part, because we're done here. Next time on Paper Mario, we need to get some cleanup star before we head to Bowser's Castle. So until then, I got a juice.